My wife left me for her college ex, and even my daughter started calling him her fairy tale dad. But then I vanished quietly, and what came next left them speechless. The first time she said his name, she whispered it. Not to me, to herself. I heard it one evening when she thought I'd gone upstairs. A faint murmur from the kitchen. His name rolling off her tongue like a prayer she couldn't swallow. The dishes clinked in the sink. A soft laugh escaped her lips, one I hadn't heard in years. I stood frozen in the hallway, the light slicing through the doorway. My own home felt alien, as if I'd stepped into someone else's life. Later, my daughter mentioned him too. Mom says Daniel tells the funniest stories. His like a fairy tale dad. She smiled in a way she hadn't smiled at me in months. Fairy tale dad. The words lodged inside me like shards of glass. I tucked her in, kissed her forehead, and left without a word. Upstairs, my wife pretended to be asleep. I lay beside her, staring at the ceiling, listening. Her breathing wasn't sleep. It was someone rehearsing a lie. And in that silence, I understood something had shifted, irreversibly. The story unraveled in fragments. Late-night texts that made her smile. A new perfume. Soft words not meant for me. Her answers to casual questions shortened. Her hand stiffened when I touched it. I didn't need her confession. Betrayal lived in the spaces between us. The cruelty wasn't leaving. It was replacing me before walking away. She gave my daughter stories of him, painting him as a hero, a man returning from the past to rescue her from domestic dullness. I wasn't blind. I saw my daughter's eyes light up. She didn't know, but I did. Knowledge is a slow poison. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is a gift, and I wasn't ready. I collected quietly. Phone records, messages, late-night locations, a private investigator's notes like a eulogy to my marriage, photos of her car, dinner receipts, 2 glasses of wine, 1 room, 1 bed. I moved through days as if nothing changed. Made breakfast, drove my daughter to school, answered emails, laughed when expected. Inside, my thoughts sharpened, colder. When she smiled, I returned it. When my daughter called him fairy tale dad, I only nodded. She thought I didn't notice, but I noticed everything. Then I ordered the test. Clinical. A strand of hair from my daughter, my own sample, sent off with steady hands. Days later, the envelope arrived. Slim, ordinary, deadly. I left it sealed on my desk for 3 nights, savoring the silence. The report was clear. She wasn't mine. My daughter, my blood, my life, wasn't mine. The world should have ended. It didn't. Something inside crystallized. That evening, I placed the envelope on the dinner table. No words, just the paper. Her eyes flicked to it, then to me, then back. Her hand trembled. She read the first line. Color drained. She tried to speak. No sound came. Is it true? I asked calmly. Tears welled. I can explain, but explanations are for the innocent. She broke down. Her sobs echoed. My daughter's laughter drifted faintly from upstairs. She didn't know her world was crumbling yet. I remained still, watching. The next morning, I was gone. No shouting, no accusations, no fight. I left before dawn, taking nothing but my silence. My wife and her lover had won their fairy tale. I left more than absence behind. On the kitchen counter, 2 envelopes. One had the DNA results. The other, a letter in my precise, detached hand. You wanted a fairy tale. Now you have it. She would explain to our daughter why I vanished, why her real father was kept in shadows. I chose silence over rage. I vanished into quiet places where no one knew my name. The world didn't ask where I went, and I didn't offer answers. They were left with the ruins I uncovered. My daughter would learn the truth one day, not from me, but from the hollow woman who betrayed us. Daniel, the fairy tale dad, would inherit not just her, but the weight of her mother's lies. I felt no pity, no rage, only clarity. I had been replaced long before I disappeared. But in leaving, I became unforgettable. And when silence is all that remains, it's louder than any scream. I did not lose them. They lost me,